Hello everyone. So today we will study the basics of percentage. So percentage is denoted by this symbol which also stands for 1 by 100, right? So whenever let us say if I say 25 percentage, what does this essentially means? This simply means 25 into 1 by 100, right? And you simplify, we get 1 by 4. So one thing which we will study in this chapter and the basics which we need to know is the reciprocal table. So let us quickly understand what is reciprocal table. So this is simply values of 1 by 1 to preferably values up to 1 by 14 which you need to know. So we will start with the basic equation which is 100 percentage. Now when we say 100 percentage, we can write this 100 percentage as, we can replace the percentage symbol by 1 by 100, so which makes it 1. So in other words, we can also say 1 is equal to 100 percentage, right? Now let this be marked in a box and we need to remember this, that 1 is equal to 100 percentage. Now what we will do is, we will divide by 2 on both the sides. So we get half on left hand side, 100 by 2 is 50 percentage. Again when we divide this by 2, we get 1/4, half of 50 will be 25 percentage. As we are moving from left to right, we are dividing by 2. So 1/4, half of 1/4 will be 1/8, half of 25 will be 20.5 percentage. Again when we divide by 2, 1/16, and that is 6.25 percentage. Okay, so we got to know that half is 50 percentage, 1/4 is 25 percentage, 1/8 is 12.5 percentage, 1 by 16 is 6.25 percentage. Focus on the main equation which was 1 is equal to 100 percentage. Now let's divide that equation by 3. So we get 1 by 3 on left hand side. 100 divided by 3 will be 33.33 percentage. As we are moving from left to right, we are dividing by 2 only. So 1/6, half of 33.33 will be 16.66 percentage. Again when we divide by 2, 1 by 12, half of 16.66 will be 8.33 percentage. So we got value of 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, right? Now 1/5 is remaining. So what we will do, we will divide the main equation by 5. So when we divide by 5, 1 divided by 5 will be 1/5, half of 1/5 of 100 will be 20 percentage. As we are moving from left to right, we are dividing by 2 only. So 1 by 10th will be 10 percentage, and going ahead 1 by 20 will be 5 percentage. Observe the last line. When we say 1 by 5 is 20 percentage and 1 by 20 is 5 percentage. So from this we can also say that if 1 by A is B percentage, that also implies 1 by B is A percentage. Very important. That means when we say half is 50 percentage, we can also say 1 by 50 is 2 percentage, so on and so forth, right? So we got 1/3, 1/5. Now let's try to find 1/7. So we will divide the main equation by 7. So we get divide by 7. So we get 1 by 7 is 14.28 percentage. As we are moving from left to right, we are dividing by 2. So 1 by 14, half of 14 is 7, half of 28 is 14. So 1 by 14 is 7.14 percentage. Okay, now one more thing which we will remember is, we will divide by 9 and 11. So we can remember both 1 by 9 and 1 by 11 together because they are quite complement to each other. So we can say 1 by 9 is 11.11 percentage and 1 by 11 is 09.09 percentage. Now you might be thinking, why have we studied this reciprocal table? So let's quickly understand how. Let's look at some examples basis this, which will help us give a better clarity of how to apply reciprocal table. So let's look at 3 questions. Example 1. Let us say if I ask you to find 62.5 percentage of 888. Now if you remember the reciprocal table on the previous page, we can see that 62.5 is not directly given anywhere. So let's try to, we can see in the first row of half that 1 by 16 was 6.25 percentage, right? Or you need to check, can we break 62.5 5% into something which we already know. So we can say that it can also be broken as 50% plus 12.5%, right? So now what we will do is we can write this 62.5% as 50% of 888 plus 12.5% of 888. Now we know 50% when we convert it into fraction is half of 888 plus 1/8 of 888, right? So this gives 444 plus 111, that makes it 555. So this is one way in which this can be solved. The second way, as I told you, from this reciprocal table also, this could have been broken as 6.25% into 10 of 888, right? That makes it 1/16 of 10 into 888, right? So this will be, again simplifying, this will give 555. Okay, let's look at second question for better understanding. So second question says 77.77% of, let us say, 999. Now again, referring the reciprocal table, 77.77% cannot be directly seen, but you need to understand here all the digits are same. So can we have all the digits same? Did we see all the digits same anywhere? Yes, we saw it in 1/9, which was 11.11. So we can write this as 7 into 11.11% of 999, right? So that gives us 7 into 1/9 of 999, which is 777, right? Let's look at one more question. So this question is 81.81% of 1331. Again, here two digits are same, right? In the reciprocal table, you need to check where are the two digits same. So if you refer the previous page, two digits were same in 1/11, right? Which was 09.09%. So we can write this as 09.09% into 9 of 1331, right? So that gives 1/11 into 9 into 1331, right? Which is what? 9 into 1331 is 11 square, right? 11 cube. So 9 into 11 square, 9 into 121, which gives us what? 1089. So I hope you understood these three examples. So to solve percentage table and to strengthen your understanding, especially in this chapter, you need to try to remember these values, because these values are very helpful. Again, you need to remember the basic, which is 1 is equal to 100%, and correspondingly you can derive all the values. Thank you. Do subscribe our channel, and for more such content we will be also entering and providing you some questions on the Telegram channel. Thank you, and we will be coming on the more such sessions on this chapter. Thank you.